Alright, so today I'm going to show you an online tool that you can use to help your students learn math with online manipulatives. And before I show you that tool, I'm going to show you the Utah State Standard of Math that I'm referring to in using the certain manipulatives that I will use in the program. So you can locate the Utah State Standards at uen.org, and I already proceeded to go to the second grade math core, and the standard that I'm using today is Standard 1, which says that students will acquire number sense with whole numbers and fractions and perform operations with whole numbers. And then I'm going to refer to Objective 2 specifically, which says that use unit fractions to identify parts of a whole or parts of the whole and parts of a set. And then I'm going to refer to indicator C specifically, which says represent the unit fractions 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4 with objects, pictures, words, and symbols. So now we can go to our manipulatives website, which is nlvm.usu.edu. And if we go there, you'll see that we've come to the National Library of Virtual Manipulatives. And so there's lots of resources on here, but the one that I'm going to use specifically today is located under the Number and Operations section, and also under the Pre-K to Second Grade section. So I'm just going to go ahead and click right here, and then we'll scroll down to the Fractions section of the manipulative choices that you have, and we're going to use the Fractions Naming program. So you'll see this screen pop up, and you can go to the instructions tab up here, and it will tell you right here all of the things that you need to do to use this program correctly, and it can also be a reference for your students when they use the same program. But what you do in this program, each time you click New Fraction, there will be a new whole that shows up that's divided into a different number of pieces. Some of the pieces will be shaded with a different color, and some of them will be white. And so what your students will have to do is look at the whole or how many pieces there are, which in this case is 3, and then look at the number of colored pieces, which is 2, and then they can check to make sure that they have represented the fraction or the picture in numbers correctly. Then they can also click on New Fractions. So in this case, again, we have 3 as our whole and 1 that is colored, and check that way. And this program is a really good way for your students to be able to visualize a whole that's divided up into equal pieces, and to be able to look at some of the colored pieces that are shaded and figure out how to represent those in terms of numbers and fractions. Now this program does have wholes, obviously, that are split into more than just 2, 3, and 4 pieces, which is what our standard talked about. But this program will help your students expand and hopefully be able to become more familiar with fractions, even if they're a little bit more complicated. And it's a really good resource for them to use to visualize fractions and to become more familiar with them and hopefully grasp them even better. So it's a great tool to use.